Happy day, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. Off to a good start for the day. And once again, this is Qi Gong class. And let's get moving. So we like to start off stomping to send vibration through the legs as part of our warm-up. So if you are fairly new to this class, there might be some unusual warm-ups and practices that you're just not used to. It's all good stuff, and to get flow through the body, flow of energy, qi, oxygen, blood, the nervous system, just flow throughout the whole body. So here we are, getting the proprioceptive system woken up in the joints, and you can speed it up if you want to. And settle down. Okay. The first half of the class, I like to start seated, especially so that I can lean down and tap the sides of the ankle. If you want to stand a whole bunch, I would recommend sitting for the first 2 or 3 minutes, just so that you can kind of get this low and tap everything, and so that the muscles in the legs are softened, right? If you're standing, then they're a little bit more firm. Anyway, working our way up the calves toward the knee. And I will get to a standing posture in a little bit. The circles around the knee, like you're washing the knee, waking up the nervous system, waking up the sensory nerves. Little hammer fist here and tapping the top of the quadriceps. If you're sore, you might be breaking up some lactic acid. If you have any kind of congestion through the body, or breaking that up and waking up the movement flow through the body. Sides of the leg, you can do little fists or open palms if you prefer. Underneath the hamstring, massaging underneath the hamstrings. Squish, squish, squish. I'm a little sore there from exercise outside of classes. And side number 2, here's our ankle, top of the foot if you'd like. Working our way up the calves. And I'm doing open palms right now, but sometimes I do little fists. And I'm switching over. Working our way up toward the knee, circles around the knee. We're almost halfway done with our warm up here. A little hammer fist, like you're tapping the top of the quadriceps, waking up the blood flow. And the nervous system, right? A lot of Eastern exercises focus not only on movement, but on receiving and awareness and the incoming messages, not just the outgoing messages. Not just movement, but sensory system. Okay, sides of the leg. And underneath in the hamstrings, working up the hamstrings. So these muscles, if you're standing, are firm, right? Because they have to be in order to stand. So this is one of the reasons I like to stay seated at the beginning. And there we go. Tilt the nose up, shoulders back, sitting up a little bit more tall and vertically here now, and take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Let it out. Nice deep breath in through the nose. And let it out through the mouth. Now, if you want to stand for the vast majority of the class, now is a fine time to do that. I'm not going to lean down toward the ankles from here on out. That being said, if you are standing early, I'm going to call this standing early, you want to make sure your knees are unlocked and you're bending and extending those legs, right? So sink down as we exhale, stand tall. I'm saying stand tall, but the knees are still slightly bent when we're standing tall. Bend more, bend less. So I'll get there when I start standing, but just a preliminary recommendation, keep the knees unlocked if you're standing. Here we are. Nice deep breath. And exhale. All right, let's tap the sides of the ribs. You can make a little sound here if you are comfortable. Sound is vibration, and vibration is good. Vibration breaks all that stuff up, right? Helps with hormone regulation and breaks up any pressure areas, right? So go, if you'd like to make some sound. You can also alternate left and right. It'll sound faster. And I'm tapping my wrists, the heavy part, right? The wrists into the ribs. And the fingertips are kind of slapping into the soft tissue in the stomach, like a hand drum. Boom. Okay. Getting the gut awake, ready for the day, and nice deep breath. Let the arms rest at the sides. You might feel some buzzing in the fingertips. The fingers are just trying to comprehend all of that sensation that just went through them. Let's roll the wrists. Bend and extend the elbows. Make sure all the joints are all ready. Almost done with our warm-up. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. Sometimes I turn to the side. You don't have to turn to the side. I'm just turning for a better view for you. And switch directions, up, forward, and down. Turning the head left and right. And it's a slow, gentle movement, right? There might be little pops and creaks and crepitus and that kind of stuff, but we're not trying to crack the neck, right? The idea here is you're not trying to be your own chiropractor. You're just trying to get the flow through the body. You're also kind of inspecting the body, right? See if anything's irritating and needs to be avoided today. The nice thing with this class is if I'm doing a move to a certain degree, you can do 1% of that move, okay? So when I reach my arms out, if that hurts your shoulders, reach them out to here, right? It's just a tiny version of the same move. When I do these big circles, if that's too much, do tiny circles, right? So it's very accessible, very modifiable. I'm going to say for anyone, but yeah, anyone, because you can even just visualize, right? You don't have to have the arms to move them. You can visualize movement and breathing patterns as we go. So I'm going to say anyone. All right, here we go. Toes are forward. Breathing in, roll the wrists up toward the shoulders. And exhale, hands down to the sides. Breathing in, coming up toward the shoulders. Exhale the hands down at the sides. Breathing in, coming up toward the shoulders. Exhale the hands down, down, down. Last one, coming on up. Remember, if you're standing, you stand tall as you breathe in. Now we push straight forward. Palms turn back. Breathing in. Exhale, push. So there's a slight extension of the spine. The sternum pushes forward as we breathe in. And then a slight, I'm going to say rounding of the spine, even though we don't want to be rounding the spine all day. This controlled exercise is safe though. Last one, breathing in, coming back. And make some sound as you blow out. Palms turn up. Slight bend in the elbows, right? There's no need to lock out the joints in a class like this. We're trying to be soft on the joints. So slight bend in the elbows. Breathe in as we circle out. And exhale, circle forward. I'm going to face you again. Breathing in, circling out. Opening up the chest, pull the shoulder blades back. Exhale forward. And soften the eyes. You don't even have to be looking at me if you know the moves. Exhale forward. If you've taken the class before, maybe you've taken this exact same class before, then you can soften the eyes and just listen to the words maybe. Exhale, circle forward. One last one here. Breathing in, circling out. And exhale, circle forward. Now we've got bow and arrow. Okay, so I'm going to pull my right wrist back in a fist, and I'm going to leave my left hand there. It doesn't matter to me at any time which side you're on. So right hand pulls back, and we twist. Fist in at the ribs. Exhale and unwind. Now, if you're standing, you don't want to twist your knees. If you're seated, you're not likely to. It's just not realistic. But if you're standing, don't twist your knees. Rotate from the waist up. Okay, right hand pulls back, breathing in. Exhale and unwind. I should say side number one. Here's side number two. Exhale and unwind. Let's do one more on each side. Here's one. And unwind. And last one. And exhale, unwind. All right, hands are apart slightly. Breathe in as we roll back toward the shoulders. And exhale down the body. Breathe in as we come up and back. Exhale down the body. Now you might be burping and belching and things like that, and your body's just trying to release some inflammation, release some gas. It's got to go somewhere, right? So that's okay. Burp and belch, all you need. It's part of the benefit of you guys doing this at home, right? Let's do two more. Here's one. Exhale down the body. Last one. Nice deep breath as we come up and back. And reverse direction. Send this wheel forward as we exhale. Breathe in as we come up the body. Forward as we exhale. Now you might yawn, right? Your body might be re-regulating its kind of oxygen flow. Totally normal to yawn in a class like this where you're modifying your normal breathing pattern, right? Brain's trying to re-regulate and reset, and sometimes it just got to do that on its own. If you've got a yawn, let it be a good yawn, right? Don't suppress it. Make it a good yawn. A couple more here is one. And then when we come up on this next one, we're going to widen up the feet, rotate over one knee. I'm going to go over my right knee. Doesn't matter which side you're on, and exhale. Breathe in, come up the center. Exhale over the side. So I've got nice wide feet here. Now if you're standing, just make sure you're not bending over the knee like this, okay? Instead, just weight shift and send the wheel side to side, okay? I'm still seated though. Over the side. Nice deep breath coming up the center. Now on these side to side ones, I tend to move too fast. So I've got to consciously tell myself slow, slow, slow down so that I can get a nice, more full, deep breath. Let's do two more. Here's one. And here's two. All right, bring the feet closer together. Come up high and wide with the hands. Nice deep breath like you're stretching for the first time in the day. Maybe you are, I don't know. This move is called hourglass. Come narrow with long arms and then low and wide as we exhale downward. When we breathe in, we're on our way up. When we exhale, we're on our way down. And it looks like an hourglass. Wide on the bottom, wide on the top, and narrow in the middle. Here's what it looks like from the side. Exhale. Low and wide. See how close you can get your fingertips without actually having them touch. Exhale, low and wide. If you need to weight shift, get the pressure out of your sit bones. Oh, I had a good natural yawn there, that's good. Or if you're standing, your pressure might be in your feet. Let's do two more. Here's one. You can always pick up your feet and shake them out if you need to. Exhale down. And the last one, breathing in, narrow, then high and wide. Last deep breath, deep breath. Exhale, low and wide. All right, pulling the shoulder blades back. So you're welcome to be a little more vigorous here if you'd like to. Pull the shoulder blades back, squeezing the muscles in your back, the mid-back, your rhomboids, your mid-lower traps, all that. Pulling the shoulder blades down and back. Palms are back, thumbs are in. Okay, looks similar to low mountain in the yoga world, but anyway. Breathe in as we cross the forearms in front of the chest. Like I said, you can be more vigorous here. You can really squeeze the pec muscles. Again, pumping the blood, the oxygen, the nutrients, the chi, the energy, everything through the body. Exhale, down and back. Breathe in and cross. Exhale. Down and back. Breathe in and cross. I'm alternating which arm is behind the other, so I've got my right behind the left. Exhale, low and wide. Now I'm going to have my left behind the right, breathing in. Let's do 2 more here. Here's 1. And last one. Exhale, low and wide. All right, shake out the arms, wiggle the hips, take pressure off your sit bones, okay? One of the underlined, bold, italicized, one of the most important methods of this practice is the continuation of flow, right? So think of yourself as a river or stream, continuous, fresh, flowing water, not a mud puddle, right? You're not stagnant. So with that comes breathing practices. So when we breathe in, some practices, not this one, some practices hold their breath at the top and then exhale and hold your breath at the bottom. With this, it's more of a continuous loop. So breathe in and then come back down the hill and then back up the hill and back down the hill. It's just this kind of elliptical oval shape in my mind, but it's continuous, okay? So if I'm breathing too slow for you and you're finding you have to hold your breath at the top just so that I can catch up with you, right? Or hold your breath at the bottom of your breath so that I have to catch up with you. Don't do that, right? Just move ahead, do more repetitions, right? It's better to keep that continuous flow than to do the exact number of repetitions that I'm doing, okay? All right, let me check how far in we are. We'll do just another minute or two, well, a couple more minutes seated, and then I'm going to stand up for our standing practice. So here we are, feet close together. I'm going to breathe in as the arms circle out halfway up. Exhale down. Just one more of these, circle out and halfway up. Hands come toward the center. And then we'll do diagonals. So high on the right, low on the left. And you could be doing the opposite. That's fine. Remember, the side doesn't matter to me. Exhale back toward the center. High on the left, low on the right. Exhale to the center. High on one side, low on the other. Whew. Switching sides. One hand on top of the ball, one hand underneath. The ball is this imaginary energy ball right in front of the sternum. If you're seated, the knees will get in the way if your feet are wide, so you need them kind of close here. And when we breathe in, we come apart with our hands, okay? I usually bring my hand down to the side if I'm seated, but if you're standing, your legs won't be in the way. So here we are. We breathe in as we come apart. And then we slowly circle around as we exhale. Now this isn't going to work on lung capacity, but it will work on that gas exchange tolerance because we exhale at a slow, steady, controlled pace. Usually you want to use pursed lip breathing here. We've talked about it before, but just as a reminder, it's like you're breathing through a small hole in your lips, like a small straw is in your lips. So you breathe in as you come apart. Pursed lip breathing as we exhale. And I'm intentionally making noise there. I don't know if you can hear me exhale, but breathe in as we come apart. Exhale, circling around. Breathe in as we come apart. Exhale, circle around. Let's do one more each way. Everyone's going to have a different personal capacity to do this. Some people can exhale for 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45, a minute and a half, I don't know. So this might be one that you practice independently, without me, after class, things like that. And breathe in and come apart. So you can really challenge that slow, steady exhale. Try not to get dizzy and lightheaded though. Here's my last one. All right, hands come up to the shoulders. And exhale down at the sides. Let's scoop forward and up high, breathing in. Exhale, the forearms are nice and vertical right in front of the shoulders. So we scoop forward and up, slight bend at the waist. Exhale, down, down, down. One more here, coming up high. And exhale, down, down, down. Next, very similar, we're gonna do an asymmetrical movement pattern. So I'm gonna go high on the right, low on the left. It's the same move, but my elbow is gonna stay pinned at my side. See my elbow's down here, so my left hand doesn't come high. Exhale, down, down, down. Then we'll switch sides. High on the left, low on the right. Exhale, down, down, down. High on the right, low on the left. Exhaling down. High on the left, low on the right. Exhaling down, down, down. I'm just going to do one more on each side and get on up. Exhale, down, down, down. Last one. Soften the eyes as we exhale. It's another energy regulation technique. You can soften the eyes as you exhale and brighten the eyes as you inhale. All right, shaking out the arms, shaking out the legs. I'm going to go ahead and get to a standing position now. If you've been standing, you're probably all warmed up in your legs and you're ready to go. If you've been seated, like myself, and you are going to stand with me, we got to warm up our legs a little bit. You're also welcome to stay seated the whole time, as usual, right? Okay, so make the class about you because it is. All right, so I'm going to set my chair aside. And we'll get started on our practice here. So, nice wide feet, weight shifting left and right. And this is the beginning of our standing practice today. So it's going to look a lot like the seated stuff. Might even have the same pattern as the seated stuff, if we can test my memory. You'll get to include the legs a little bit. So it's bending and extending the knees, okay? Circling around with the arms. Now, if you're seated right now, your knees might get in the way of your hands circling around. That's okay. It doesn't happen for all the moves. It's just a couple. You just pick the arms up a little bit more and modify it, okay? Circling around, a little bit of rotation in the spine, bear in the woods. Okay, and then you might slow it down, slow motion. Trying not to twist the knees, just rotating the spine. All right, shake out the arms, shake out the legs, a little bouncing, feeling athletic, right? Of course. And here we are. Exhale, intentionally get the air out as we sink down at the knees and hips. A few times here, let's breathe in, coming up, standing tall. Exhale, sinking down a little more at the knees and hips. Remember, when we stand tall, you don't want to extend and lock out the knees, okay? They still have a slight hinge to them, a slight unlock, bend to them, even at the top of the breath. Breathing in, coming tall. Exhale, down, down, down. Last one here, breathing in, standing tall. Hands push straight forward from the shoulders. Palms turn back, breathing in. Create a little sound as you blow forward. Whooshing wind, breathing in, pulling back. And push. Breathing in, pulling back. Last one, push. Turn the palms up, a slight bend in the elbow. Remember, don't lock out the joints. Breathe in as we circle out. As we circle out, the sternum tends to push forward. That's a good thing. Opening up the chest here, pulling the shoulder blades back. Exhale and circle forward. Breathe in as we circle out. Exhale, circle forward. You want to breathe in through the nose whenever you can. Haven't talked nearly enough about the benefits of that yet today, but one is that the nose is a filtering system, right? It's got hair, it's got mucus, it's a filtering system. It's long, it's a longer pathway than the mouth, right? So you can regulate the temperature of air coming in. Exhale forward, and my favorite reason is that it produces nitric oxide, which is a vaso and bronchodilator. Better airflow, better oxygen and nutrient and blood flow through the body. Here we are, bow and arrow. Right hand pulling back and twist. Exhale and unwind. So, seated, not likely that you'll twist your knee. But if you're standing, you want to be very careful that your knees are just still facing forward as we rotate at the waist. Exhale and unwind. Right hand pulls back, breathing in. You're welcome to keep your eyes on the front hand or turn your head to the side, kind of tracing the direction or tracking the direction that the sternum turns. Exhale and unwind. Either way is fine. Let's do one more on each side, pulling back. Exhale and unwind. Last one, pulling back, breathing in. And exhale and unwind. All right, hands come up and back, breathing in. Exhale down the body. Circling up and back, breathing in with this wheel. Exhaling down the ribs. Breathing in, big wheel comes up and back. In through the nose if you can. Remember, you're always able to, or you're always welcome to soften the eyes and not even watch me, especially if you know the class well. Just listen to the words coming up and back. Exhale down. This will be our last one, and then we'll reverse directions after we breathe in. So come up and back, breathing in. Send the wheel forward, exhaling down. Breathe in, coming up the body. Exhale forward. Breathing in, coming up the body. Exhale forward. Two more. Here's one. And the last one. Forward and down. Okay, widen up the feet here. So when we breathe in, we can turn over to the side. I'm turning to my right first. Doesn't matter which side you're on though. And then center, side, center, side, center, side, okay? Notice I'm not tipping forward like this. I don't want to hurt my back. But just a little weight shift here. A little bend is fine. Breathing in, coming up the center. And again, I've got to slow it down for these diagonal movements so that I can get a full deep breath. Nice deep breath coming up. Last one here. Nice deep breath coming high and wide. This is now hourglass. Exhale, coming forward and down and out. As we rise with the hands, we breathe in. As we fall with the hands, we exhale. The arms are staying fairly long the whole time, but there could be a slight bend in the elbow, same as before. Exhale, sinking at the knees and hips, a little squat, really getting the legs involved, pumping the blood, pumping the oxygen, pumping the nutrients and the energy through the body. Let's do two more. Here's one, breathing in, coming up, high and wide. Exhale, this is one of my favorite moves for energy production and for stress management, anxiety. Coming up high and wide, breathing, 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 nice and deep. Exhale, low and wide. Now we're crossing the forearms. This is the one where you're welcome to be more vigorous and squeeze the muscles. Squeezing the chest muscles as we cross and breathe in. Exhale, low and wide, pulling the shoulder blades back, sink at the knees and hips. This one often makes people burpy and belchy. Just gets the gut moving. Exhale, low and wide. Yawning is fine. Getting rid of gas is fine, right? We're just regulating the body. Alternating which arm crosses behind the other. Exhale, low and wide. So I'm having right behind my left now. Doesn't matter which side you're on. Exhale, low and wide. And the last one, nice deep breath as we squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the chest muscles. And exhale, sink at the knees and hips. All right, shake out the arms, shake out the legs. We're not done yet, but it's a good time to kind of re-regulate, adjust, move the hips, move around, right? Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. Recalibrate your breathing, okay? Because if you've been breathing my pace this whole time, then you're probably breathing, I often breathe too slow for people, right? Or I shouldn't say too slow for people, slower than people are used to, right? It's a good thing to breathe a little bit slower and steady that rate. There's a 5.5, 5.5, 5.5 second rule. Perfect breathing if you look that up. But anyway, there's lots of info on breathing I've been reading about in the last couple of years. Tons of books. It's been fun. I love breathing. Here we are. Next series. Breathing in as we circle out to the sides. Exhale, sinking down. Breathing in, circling out to the sides. Exhale, sinking down, down, down. One more. Here's one. Breathing in. Hands come in toward the heart. Breathing in as we stretch apart. Exhale, sink at the knees and hips. And again, stretching apart. Exhale, sink at the knees and hips. Diagonals now. High on the right, low on the left, or the other way around. High on the left, low on the right. Just switching sides. Coming high on the right. And high on the left. Breathing in. All right, one hand on top of this invisible energy ball, right, and one hand underneath. If you're seated, you want your feet close together so that your legs don't get in the way as much as possible, right, so that your hand can come down beside the legs, likely. Or you can just make the ball smaller, right, or this circle smaller. Here we are, nice wide feet, one hand underneath, one hand on top. Breathe in as we come apart. Exhale through pursed lips, which is a small hole, a small straw-shaped sized hole in the lips. Breathing in as we come apart. Exhale through that small hole, that small straw in the lips. Breathing in as we come apart. Remember to stand tall when we breathe in and come apart. And sink down as we exhale, slow and steady, just as slow as our arms are moving. If you really want to create some energy here, breathe in and open the eyes. Nice and bright. And then soften the eyes as we exhale, sinking down at the knees and hips. Create some energy, breathing in. Circling around, exhale. I'm going to do one more each way, coming apart. Exhale, circling around. This is one of those practices where, like I said before, you might want to try this on your own, at your own rate, because you could probably breathe out longer than this. Some people can breathe out for 15, 30, 45, a whole minute, minute and a half, I don't know, long time. Okay, so you could try that on your own. Here we are. Breathe in, hands come down, and then let's scoop forward and up. Nice deep breath. Exhale, sink at the knees and hips. So we're scooping forward and up with both hands. Forearms are nice and vertical as they come straight down in front of the shoulders. Let's do two more. Here's one. And last one. All right, asymmetrical movement pattern like before. High on the right, low on the left. I'm going to keep my left elbow pinned to my side so it stays low. So come up high on the right. Notice my left hand is lower. Exhaling down, down, down. Then switch sides. Exhaling down, down, down. High on the right. And remember, it doesn't matter which side you're on, just side number 1 and 2. High on the left. Exhaling down, down, down. Let's do one more each way. Nice full deep breath. Let it out. Full deep breath, last one. Exhaling down, down, down. All right, shake out the arms, shake out the legs, take a little break here. Breathing. All right, I'm gonna get to our closing sequence. Tons of more moves we could do. We've got lots in the list to do next time. Let's see here. So let's get to our closing sequence, and we'll just make it kind of a few minute closing sequence. Same moves as before, but we'll lengthen it just a little bit. So unlock the knees, palms come together, and you're welcome to do this seated as well. Come up over the head, back behind the head, down in front of the armpits, axillary, ribs, waist, down beside the legs, sink at the knees and hips just a little bit here. And I like to round my back, round and tuck the tail, tuck the chin, which I normally am avoiding, right? I'm normally, throughout the day, you don't want to be hunched over as much as you can avoid it. I know there's certain conditions and certain ergonomics that cause that over time. But anyway, we want to try to avoid rounding the back throughout the day. For this practice, it's to recover that spine if there's a little tension in the low back. Get things broken up. So I'm going to show you from the side. Palms come together, coming up, behind the head, front of the shoulders is called washing Qi. Down by the waist, sink at the knees and hips. So I'm going to tuck my tail a little bit and tuck my chin. Now I'm going to roll up with each vertebrae one at a time. Tucking the chin is important so that we don't round the back and then spring up out of it, right? We don't want to round and spring. We want to round and then roll. One vertebrae at a time. Okay, coming on up over the head. Back down, armpits down by the waist, down by the knees. Tuck the tail, tuck the chin, rolling up with each vertebrae. Last one here, coming on up, down by the waist. Come under the knees, rolling on up. All right, last one, clearing or expanding the small universe. We push in 4 different directions. You don't have to memorize this, I'm going to do it with you. It's down, sideways, forward, and up. Every time we exhale, we push. Every time we inhale, we come back to the shoulders. Same as before, same as all the other moves. You stand tall when you breathe in, you exhale and sink down. Here we go. So toes are forward. I'm going to turn slightly to the side for a better view for you guys. Breathing in as we come up toward the shoulders. One is down. Exhale, down, down, down. Breathing in, coming up toward the shoulders. Exhale out to the sides. Breathing in, back to the shoulders. Exhale forward. Back to the shoulders. Sink down and push up. This is a funny move. It looks funny. It feels funny because you're squatting down and pushing up at the same time. Breathing in, back to the shoulders. And starting again. So down. Breathing in, back up to the shoulders. Exhale out to the sides. Breathing in, back to the shoulders. Exhale forward. Standing tall. Push up while we sink down. We'll do a third and final loop here. Back to the shoulders, breathing in. So down is first. Back up. Exhale out to the sides, sinking at the knees and hips. Back to the shoulders. Straight forward, almost done. Breathing in as we pull back to the shoulders. Final push upward as we sink at the knees and hips. All right, final deep breath here. Hands over the heart, breathing in, shoulders back, nose up, nice and tall. Fill the lungs, fill the chest, and let it all out and unfold. All right, my friends, thank you guys so much for coming to class. I hope you guys got a lot out of it. I did. So thank you guys for hanging out. All right, everybody, one last thing. I think that this is the best place probably for me to store these videos, at least for now, while I'm going to be helping to take care of my mom while she recovers, but also for things like holidays when I'm not able to teach live classes. But anyway, so thank you guys so much, and if you want to see when I post more videos like this, you might hit the subscribe button, but otherwise I send these videos out to you guys if you're requesting them to your emails, so you don't like have to hit the subscribe button. Doesn't matter to me. But thank you guys so much. I just hope that this can be something that you guys can access when I'm not available to do live classes. Yeah, so until next time, I'll see some of you guys live, and some of you guys will see me on here. All right, bye-bye.